When I started dialysis, I was told with my blood type, which I'm O type blood, I would be probably somewhere between 3 to 4 years before I would get a transplant. But it turns out, for whatever reason, that the transplant list they've had some success catching up on that list. And so I was told recently that I'm now on the active list. They actually had me go to Vancouver to St. Paul's recently for an interview with the doctors and also the social worker to get prepared and get set up for a transplant. So that means that basically after they do a bit more testing, I have to do quite a bit of blood work right now. They want to keep a monthly tab on my blood work, that if a transplant donor is found that matches my blood type in the next little while, then the transplant will move forward quickly. So I'm on what they call an active list now. And it could be any day now, like within days, weeks, or they said guaranteed this year. So 2023 will be my transplant year for sure. We don't know when. I'm told that I have about 8 hours from the time that they call me to get to the hospital in Vancouver. I'm a 4-hour drive away, so that, if I'm at work, I'd have to race home, make sure that I'm prepared and ready to go with my medications. There's a lot of fear. There's so many phases of fear that come up with this. So with the transplant, I've got, the fear of the unknown, the fear of the rejection of the kidney, all of these things. And I have to stay down there in Vancouver for 3 months. The reason I have to stay down there is they have to monitor me quite closely for the first couple of months to make sure that the kidney is functioning properly and that there's no complications. The other thing I found out that's really interesting is they don't remove the existing kidneys because there's still function from those 2 kidneys I have right now, probably 6-7%, but they tether a third kidney down the line a little bit further down and just above the bladder. And so I'll have 3 kidneys functioning. So right now, for me, it's the lead up to it. It's the nervousness before, it's the unknown as to, will I survive the anesthesia? Like, there's so many different things that I'm fearful of. But at the end of the day, I trust these doctors. I've read quite a bit about it lately, but they've been doing transplants since the 50s. I think 1954 was the first transplant in the US, and I believe it's 1956 or 58 in Canada. So kidney transplants have been done for so long that the most of my fear is kind of, I guess, alleviated because they've been doing this for so long that I trust it'll be okay. So what is the first thing I want to do when I get the freedom to travel? I really think I want to spend some time relaxing and maybe going somewhere warm. And so, I've got 2 months in Vancouver, minimum 2 to 3 months, to kind of reflect on what I want to do with the rest of my life as far as income and jobs and all of these type of things. So I'm going to take that time to really dig deep and reflect on what I want to do. I definitely want to hug my family. So my daughter lives in Vancouver, and my wife will come down and visit me for the first week or 2 after the surgery. The first week I have to stay in the hospital. So, the normal time frame is 5 to 7 days after surgery that you're looked after by the nurses in the hospital. And then my family will look after me for the next month while I stay in a hotel close to. I'm gonna do a lot of walking. Once the wound is healed enough that I feel comfortable walking, I'm going to, I'll be downtown Vancouver, so I'm gonna walk around and put lots of kilometers on my soles.